When I was 23, I had just completed my degree cum laude, and I had a world of opportunity at my feet. But I was about to enter the lowest part of my life thus far. But isn't your 20s supposed to be the best part of your life? Well, for a lot of young men, no. In fact, a lot of my other friends started experiencing the same in their later 20s. Now, I know that many of you on the channel here are between 18 and 34, and 70% of you are male. So I wanted to share this story with you in case you ever experienced the same, and also what I did to overcome this. And so I'm going to give you my 15 rules. These are things I wish that someone else had given to me when I was experiencing this. But first, there's something that I want you to hear, just so that you know that you're not alone. Now that I've managed to kind of get things together and I'm doing all right for myself, a lot of my friends actually reach out to me for advice on many different things, but often around businesses. And the first thing I want to do is thank them. Number one, for their humility. That's a tough thing to do with your peers. And secondly, for the trust that they put in me with that and being the impetus for this video. The other thing I want to mention is this video is not for everyone. It's for the entrepreneurs. And although that term has become a cool thing that everyone wants to be, it saturates IG bios these days. Contrary to popular belief, being an entrepreneur, you're actually extremely unlucky. You see, if you're an entrepreneur at heart, you cannot choose not to be one. So as many people go about getting a job that they love and enjoy, and that's amazing, you're not going to find that same fulfillment there. And you can try. I tried. Inevitably, your path is going to be different. While everyone looks at the world like this, you're going to look at it like this. While everyone else accepts what they're being told, you're going to ask questions and look for evidence. And it's not your fault. This is just written into your code. And while this might sound alternative or cool, it actually presents one massive problem. You have not being taught how to be an entrepreneur. School has taught you absolutely nothing about trying with businesses, failing with businesses, and continuing with that process. And unless you are incredibly lucky, you are not going to have anyone else to turn to who can advise you on this. So you've been given structure your entire life through school, university, and if you did get a job, that would give you that structure. But as we've covered, that is not going to work for you. So from this point, you are dropped into a world where there is zero structure, and you really need to begin on your own instinct. And the first question you're going to ask is, what should I do? And you're going to want someone to tell you, but no one can. Then doubts are going to appear and you're going to begin questioning this path you're taking and whether or not you should revert to the norm. And this is one of the biggest risks in itself, because at this point in your 20s, you have the best opportunity you're ever going to have. You have very low risk. You don't have dependence. You don't have much to lose. You've got a ton more working years. You probably have time. You've got time to work on these businesses. So now is the time to take action. So let me share with you the 15 rules that I wish someone had given me when I felt I had so much to give, but I just felt completely lost and without direction. Number one is to delete social media. On social media, people are curating their perfect digital life. It does not represent their actual life. It doesn't represent any of the bad. Even outside of this talk, it is very, very negative on everyone's energy. It's going to pull you down. And as an entrepreneur, you need to protect that energy. Disappear and go and build your better life instead of trying to portray and create a digital better version of your current one. Rule 2 is get rid of entitlement and work for free. Have you ever wondered why people who've hit absolute rock bottom, who are on the streets eating out of trash cans, turn it around and become extremely wealthy? This is because they know the world owes them absolutely nothing. This is where you need to work from. Now, this point is going to sound counterintuitive, but I recommend that you find someone, an entrepreneur. This is the big difference. It's not going to work for a company with a job, but you are learning the ropes from an entrepreneur ahead of you. Find someone in your area and offer to work for them for free. If they don't take you up, you find the next one. Now, I know that some people do not want to follow this method, and that is okay. You need to at least go and learn from mentors ahead of you, even if not personally or in a connected way with them. Rule number 3 is work like you're overpaid and become a sponge. You need to prove your your worth here and learn absolutely everything you can. So you're working for free for this individual. How did they start? What do they value? How do they work with people? Where do they find opportunity? Working really hard here, even though you're working for free, is going to open a lot of doors in itself. Rule 4 is let others tell you where you are strong. You don't get to choose. Let other people tell you. Rule 5 is forget your weaknesses and focus on your strengths. Generally, if you're weak at something, there is no point trying to get better at that. You need to be great at whatever it is. So wherever you're good, where your strengths are, try and turn those into becoming great at those specific skills. And here you want to begin planning. How do you turn those strengths into a business? How can you leverage your strengths into helping other people solve their problems or achieve their goals? Rule 6, try everything. Now there are going to be a lot of options. Options are not that good because you're going to be confused on what to choose. Now the best way to choose between them is get busy with all of them. At the very least, you're going to learn exactly what you do not want to do, and that's going to help you move toward what you do want to do. Rule 7, get over it and put yourself out there. Don't let your fears or phobias get in the way here. When I started my first online business, I was a technophobe who didn't know how to operate email. When I started on YouTube, I would cringe at the sound of my own voice. And if what you do is somehow public, just understand that some people are not going to like you. Some people are not going to like your work, and that's totally okay. Not doing it is not going to change that. Rule 8, find your sense of achievement. So what makes you tick when you're doing your work? Is it money? Very often it is not money. Money is like a byproduct. But what makes you tick? Is it a sense of achievement? Is it getting positive feedback? Is it creation? Rule 9, balance. Balance is going to keep you from being the best. Are you working 7 days a week? Good. This is your path. Now others are going to tell you that you're very unbalanced. You need to take a break. But you have to remember this is in the context of their life. No one built their business from nothing working 40 hours a week. And even if they did, you can't take that risk. And I also want to mention that working on the weekends does 3 things. 1, it's literally going to give you an extra week per month. 2, it's going to stop you going back to those old normal ways and trying to work on a Monday with a hangover. And 3, it's going to maintain your momentum and keep you perfectly in tune with your progress, your work, and your goals. Rule 10, practice Kaizen. And this really means optimizing every single piece of your business. Customer number 1 might value piece 1, customer 2, piece 2, etc. This way, you're going to ensure you find your core competencies. You find what you do best, and that will build your sustainable competitive advantage. It's what you do differently and what stands out. But to find that, you have to work on every single piece. Rule 11 is to treat every day as day 1. Don't come off of the gas. Even if you start to see some success, remember those early difficult days that you don't want to return to. Rule 12. This is to take the high road and see criticism as a challenge. Defensiveness will kill your business. You need to improve. And if you don't seek improvement or use criticism to improve, there's no possible way you're going to improve. What I like to do is I work on myself at the same time, because maybe I have a bit of defensiveness in me. And so what I do is I work with that criticism and I never ever react. I just implement. So learn about that and working on yourself. If you're someone who reacts or takes things personally, work on separating the two. Love criticism. Look for criticism. It's the only way you're going to improve. Rule 13, do not burn bridges. You never know when you're going to have to cross the river. Related to the one before here, do not put your pride or ego in front of your business. Rule 14, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Use it. Your business's revenues and your earnings, you need to put those to work early. Don't save, learn how to invest. Rule 15, don't be greedy. You don't get to take it with you. And trust me, the Egyptians tried. Charge for your products and services. Your time is valuable, but don't overcharge customers. Remember what makes you tick. And rule 16, give a damn about people and help the next you. Do something that actually improves people's lives, that adds value to them. And when others ask you for help, remember where you were in the beginning and treat them how you wish you had been treated. And I guess a good one at this point is be okay with mistakes. This was actually 16 rules, but I had said 15. But in any case, guys, I hope that this helps you. If you're experiencing those feelings of just being lost, not knowing what to do, it might be that you're just an entrepreneur at heart and you're going to have to figure out your own method. These are the rules that I play by, that I work by, that really helped me in finding my way and choosing what I really wanted to do. And I really hope that they help you as well. But I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very, very prosperous 2022. If you enjoyed this, remember to subscribe below, and I will catch you guys in the next video.